Family, what it do? What it do, everybody? Brother Judah Israel, one more time. I got something I want to share with y'all, okay? And it's mainly about ThreeI Atlas. But before I get off into speaking about ThreeI Atlas, family, the other day I was watching some guy's YouTube channel, and he was talking about a young sister, a young black woman from D.C. And she's supposed to have left D.C. and went out to Idaho. I believe that's the state. And she's supposed to have been going out there with some white guy. And he had it showing that she was in the vehicle with him while he was driving. And he had part of his video when, she had something to say. And she was saying that, from her community in D.C., and she said, like, black people from her community always said that she was not attractive, and she said people never said she was beautiful, and they always talked about her dark complexion. But she said in Idaho, white people, shower her with compliments, saying how beautiful she is, and she is nice looking. She is a nice looking dark-skinned sister, and I understand that, what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? See, in our community, a lot of times, growing up and stuff, we joke a lot. And sometimes, a lot of emphasis and focus is on complexions. You know what I'm saying? Being a dark-skinned guy like I am, like I said, I understand where she's coming from because I experienced a lot of jokes. I was the brunt of a lot of jokes, black jokes. You know what I'm saying? Even in high school, but I got over all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But when you're a person that's real young, sometimes you can hurt certain people. You know what I'm saying? But like when I was in high school, this one girl, I remember her saying, you and your brother William look just like, except you dark. It was never except he's light-skinned, but except you dark. See, my mother was light-skinned and my father was a dark guy like me. So I got light-skinned sisters, one dark-skinned sister, a couple of brown-skinned sisters. No, one brown-skinned sister, one dark-skinned sister, and 4 light-skinned sisters. And my brother William is a light-skinned brother, and a couple of brown-skinned brothers, and me and 2 other dark-skinned. So we was like all shades in my family. So I grew up around that. But to me, it was never a big deal. It was never a big deal. It was the shade of my brother's complexion, my sister's complexion being light. That's just, I didn't understand that when I was real young until I watched the movie Roots when I was 13 years old in 1977. I said, oh, that's why we got so many different complexions, because Mass and them was messing with the sisters when my people were slaves. That's when I learned about that, because I was wondering why my mother was so light-skinned and I was dark and daddy dark. I never said that. Like I said, when I was growing up, I was really quiet and shy, but I was always listening, trying to learn stuff from people, adults. I used to love going around adults just to listen because I knew I could learn something because they've been on the earth longer than me. But anyway, in our communities, sometimes, some people may not be as strong inside and know how to handle all those jokes. Like Michael Jackson, he's from my hometown. And his brothers made fun of his big nose while they was growing up all the time, and he's real sensitive. You see what he did, God rest his soul. When he had money enough to do something about it, he had so many different surgeries trying to make that nose little. See, this is the effect of being a brunt of all those jokes that his brothers was cracking against him when he was coming up. This is what sometimes joning around, jabbing around, joking around can do to sensitive people. It can hurt certain people. And only, what I'm saying, but the people who mostly coming out of their mouth with all the jokes never consider how their words might be tearing somebody up inside. Like that young lady on her way out to Idaho with this white guy because nobody in her black community ever told her she was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And she was a beautiful chocolate sister. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is the kind of hurt sometimes that we do to one another. You know what I'm saying? Without knowing it. But I was never one to be hurling jokes, and I was just, I was just real sensitive and just laughing at people and making fun of people. that was just not my thing. You know, I had a brother, he could just say 2 words and have everybody laughing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would laugh and giggle, but as far as like busting my side, cracking up laughing because somebody is being talked about, you know what I'm saying? I was never like that, you know, because I was sensitive to other people's feelings. And I never liked doing nobody like that. Because you never know who you could be hurting. And sometimes people getting talked about, they be the one laughing, but sometimes they trying to hide that they're really being hurt. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes stuff stay with people for a long time. Even in their adult years, like that young lady. She looks like she's about in her early 20s or something, but, you know, everybody telling her, you know, she's black and, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, but I just want, you know, to say this, family, as far as our Israelite awakened brothers and sisters, you know, Yah is not concerned about the tone of our skin, family. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what we learn from Esau and the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? You know, scripture says Israel is a cake not turned. You know, it's some dark, some light skinned. And it also says in the scriptures, Israel is a speckled bird, something like that. You know, we come in all shapes, sizes, and colors and tones. Yah is not concerned with that, family. He's not concerned with our tone, skin tone, our color and stuff. Yah is concerned with our obedience, family. You know, not how dark you are, not how light you are. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody got one up on somebody because of their skin tone. No, y'all don't play those silly, stupid games like that mankind do. Yah is concerned with our obedience. It says obedience is better than sacrifice. I think that's 1 Samuel. I forget the chapter, but I know I could find it if I wanted to. But he's more concerned with our obedience, family, not the color of our skin. We are melanated people. We got albinos, Israelites, light-skinned Israelites, caramel colored Israelites, chocolate colored Israelites, milk chocolate colored Israelites, dark chocolate without the milk colored Israelites, real charcoal colored Israelites. We come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, but Yah is not concerned with that. He's concerned with our obedience. He wants us to be obedient, keep his commandments, honor that Sabbath day, walk in love and honor him, the Ruach HaKodesh, our Messiah, okay? And walk in love toward each other, you know? The attributes of the Ruach HaKodesh: godly love, joy, peaceable, goodness, faithfulness, kindness, self-control, which is temperance, patience, okay? But he's not concerned with our skin tone. I've never been big on that. You know what I'm saying? Coming up, it's like, you know, being in the hood, being from Gary down to Chocolate City, you know what I'm saying? Some of us light, some of us dark. That was never no thing with me. We all the same people. And I'm still the same way. I'm still the same way. You know what I'm saying? I never looked down on my brother because he was light. I never looked down on my other brother because he was brown. I never tripped on stuff like that. I used to hear people making jokes and fun. And my mother used to say, the blacker the baby, the sweeter the juice. You know what I'm saying? She gonna make me feel good. But, you know, as I got older, it's like our people just silly sometimes. It's just we try to have fun. But some people are really sensitive inside and can easily get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Michael Jackson, that stuff stayed with him till he was a grown man. He's getting all them surgeries on his nose. I ain't talking about the vitiligo. I'm talking about the shape of his nose. Because his brothers and them was always saying he had a big nose. He did have a big nose, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But some people just, you know, when you're always laughing at him, some people, they might laugh with you, but you hurting him. He was one of the people. You hurting him inside. Everybody can't take all them jokes like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, anyway, you know, Yah's concerned with our obedience, family, not the shade and the tone of our skin, you know? So, you know, we got to be bigger than that. But anyway, about this ThreeI Atlas thing. Hey, Friday is the 19th. And I probably won't be doing more videos. I want y'all to know, you know, just because I show them ThreeI Atlas videos, it's not so much what they showing. You know what I'm saying? There's some ThreeI AI stuff. But they got to show something to go along with what is being said. What is being said is what's important. Not the stuff they showing, you know, because that's just something they put together, you know what I'm saying, to go along with what the narrator is saying. And what I got to say is that ThreeI Atlas, you know, they said it slowed down. You know what I'm saying? It's slowing. Rocks don't slow down. You throw a rock in the air, of comets out in the space. You know what I'm saying? Asteroids and rocks and comets, they don't slow down and start up, slow down. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the ability to do that. But this is what 3I Atlas is doing. They said it's slowed down. You know what I'm saying? It's slowed down because it wants to stay, in the vicinity of the earth as long as possible. And then they said the stuff that is shooting from it, and then you got NASA. They are afraid to not say it's a comet because they're afraid of what it might be, and they don't know if the people on Earth should be fear of this thing being dangerous or not. So you know what I'm saying. That's why NASA they're terrified. That's why they keep saying it's a comet. It's a comet. You know what I'm saying. But they know it's not a comet. You know what I'm saying. But they see people who live lies hate the truth. People who full of wickedness in their hearts about what they've been doing their whole life, they can't stand the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes them afraid because they know how wicked they are. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're so afraid, because they know they've been dirty. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, family, but as far as the sheep, see, we know that the Gentiles has, the times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled already. And we know scripture says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So the goats should be kind of like leery and afraid, you know what I'm saying, because of what they've been doing to the sheep all these centuries. But the sheep, you know what I'm saying, we Israelites, it's something good finna happen for us. Whatever 3I Atlas got going on it, those who are controlling it, it's a mechanical, it's like it's a created object. It's a created aircraft, family, in disguise. Like I said, rocks, comets, and asteroids, they don't slow down. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the ability to do that. But aircraft have that ability because something is controlling it. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that is shooting from 3I Atlas and NASA trying to say is just debris from ice or debris coming off the rocks. You know what I'm saying? But then I hear a guy saying that, if that's what that was, then radar wouldn't be able to pick it up. Radar is picking up what's coming off of 3I Atlas. And they said it is controlled. So that could be probes or anything, you know what I'm saying? But it said it's changed, 3I Atlas changed its trajectory, you know what I'm saying? And it's coming even closer to Earth, more closer to Earth than they first thought. You know what I'm saying? This is not a comet. This is a part of the heavenly host. You know what I'm saying? Because months ago, 3I Atlas, they were sending signals to Earth traveling at 211,000 miles per second. And as long as mankind been on the earth, when they start, creating astronomy and scientists and stuff, like Einstein's theory of relativity, saying that the fastest thing, is the speed of light, which is 186,000 miles per second. That's what they've always thought. The fastest thing is the speed of light, which travels at 186,000 miles per second. And see, the heavenly host and Yah know what man thinks. So they sent some signals toward Earth from 3I Atlas some months ago, probably back in August, that traveled 211,000 miles per second. You say, okay, since y'all know what the fastest thing in the universe is, y'all think it's the speed of light at 186,000 miles per second. It's like those on aboard 3I Atlas. Okay, check these signals out. We shoot them at 211,000 miles per second. That's faster than your speed of light. So that's when they really start getting afraid. NASA and them, See, it's like they had to recalculate and rethink everything they thought about Einstein's theory of relativity. You know what I'm saying? Everything they thought about, the ins and outs of objects in space and what they can do, what they're capable of doing, what they're not capable of doing. 3i Atlas has bust all that straight out. You know what I'm saying? It's been doing so many different things, slowing down, speeding up. They ain't never, ever, since people been on the earth, ever clocked anything to travel faster than 3i Atlas. Regular comets and regular asteroids and comets, asteroids, and stuff like that normally travels like 3 times slower than the speed 3i Atlas is moving. Like maybe at like 20,000 miles per hour, 25,000 miles per hour, 30,000 miles per hour. But 3i Atlas moving at like 130,000 miles per hour, and even speeded up to 150,000 miles per hour. Something 33,000 tons. You know what I'm saying? 33,000 tons in weight. They're estimating the size of Manhattan moving that fast. You know what I'm saying? That's like from New York to California. It would take a regular airplane by at least 5 hours to fly from New York, say, to Los Angeles. It would take a jumbo jet about 5 hours. 3i Atlas can cover that distance in a minute. In a minute. You know what I'm saying? That is fascinating. And I love that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I'm more excited now as a 60, I'll be 62 in less than 2 weeks. I'm more excited now as a 62-year-old man just about all this stuff going on in our solar system, about 3i Atlas and those other objects. I would have been just as excited if I would have been 12 years old back in 1976. The same excitement. You know what I'm saying? The same excitement. I still have it. You know what I'm saying? But we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. I got that day off. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? They have a little Christmas party. I'm going to be at the crib trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, hopefully, you know, we got some good news coming from those aboard 3i Atlas. You know what I'm saying? The heavenly hosts with our Messiah. You know what I'm saying? We shall see. We shall see. Like I say, hey, us sheep, Israelites, whatever it is, it's going to be good for us. But them goats, you know what I'm saying? I ain't say they probably going to be taken down now. You know what I'm saying? But the Gentiles' reign has been fulfilled. The times of the Gentiles has been fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see so much turmoil in the world. You know, Russia against Ukraine, United States against Venezuela, and also kicking out illegal immigrants from this country. And you got China against Taiwan, Israel against Hamas. You know, all this turmoil in the earth, and you got earthquakes, volcanoes steady jumping off around the world. You know, landslides, all kind of stuff. You know, the earth is also alive. The earth knows that it's coming close to the time for the king to be returning to this place, because there's not enough love and reciprocity in the earth. That's why the earth is moaning and groaning, because even the earth is waiting for the sons of Yah to return back in our rightful position, in our rightful place. And that's going to happen when our Messiah is sent back here with the heavenly host. And hopefully they are aboard 3i Atlas. Okay, family. We shall see Friday, okay? So just stay at peace. Keep your mind stayed on Yah, family. Keep your mind stayed on Yah. Okay? And walking in obedience to his word. I'm just going to leave it at that, family. So be looking forward to more videos from me coming. Okay? So one love and shalom.